Hey there everybody, Sawadee, Gum342 here, Gum342 here. Can't do that without using an accent. Okay. I have an interesting theory here for you guys. Did you know that you could be living in an alternate universe right now? And if that's the case, then that means that you've just joined me. So, welcome to my universe. Anyway, the other day I was on my way home, or I don't know where I was going actually. I never know where I'm going. And I was in the car, and the song came on the radio, and this song was Work by Rihanna. This song here. Well, not exactly this song, and I'll talk about that a little more later, but this is the closest thing to it. So this song came on the radio, and I liked it so much that when I went home, I decided to go onto YouTube and look it up so I could listen to it some more, right? Well, when I went to look for it, this is what I found. Now, if you've heard Rihanna's Work before, her song Work, not her work as in her music. Anyway, if you've heard that song before, you know that this is not the same song. What I first thought when I heard this song, and all I could find was this song, and not the original song I had heard in the car, I began to wonder, have I passed over into an alternate universe? Where Rihanna somehow accidentally released a different version of the song instead of the one I heard in the car, and she somehow released one for the radio and a different one for the internet. So I thought, have I just experienced the Mandela effect? Now, the Mandela effect is an interesting theory. The idea comes from the fact that when Nelson Mandela, as the name implies, was in jail, a lot of people thought that he had died. Then later, when they found out that he hadn't, but that he died later, they were all very confused, and many of them swore that they had memories of hearing about his death when he was in jail. This theory basically encompasses the idea that people all sharing a similar memory, or the exact same memory, later are surprised to have it turned on its head. A similar thing happened with the Berenstain Bears. You know, that children's show and books that everybody remembers growing up with, you know, the family of lovable bears and Mama and Papa and all of that. In this theory, my mother squeaks on the stairs when I'm recording videos. Shush! Stop rustling things. I love my mommy. Everyone remembers the Berenstain Bears as being spelled with an E-I at the end, right? B-E-A-R-S. Anyway, everyone remembers it being spelled with an E-I at the end, right? Or are you one of those weird people from the other universe who think it's spelled with A-I? Anyway, I specifically remember having it spelled as E-I. Now, the idea here is that there were two separate universes that one was spelt with A-I in, and the other one was spelt with E-I. And the idea is that they somehow, at some point in time, crossed paths and overlapped, thus turning our idea that it was spelt with an E-I, because it was in our universe, into an AI. To the point where everyone else, including the authors of the original books, state that it is spelt with an AI. Now, what does this all have to do with Rihanna's music? Like I said, I could not find, for the life of me, this song anywhere on YouTube or anything. All I could find was covers, which is the link that I put over here. So, could it be possible that once again, we have gone through the Mandela effect? Well, actually, unfortunately, no. See, the reason behind this is a lot of people are sadly mistaken. As soon as I read the comments,
Yo, why you gotta be messing with people's feelings, fam?
Did I miss the Drake part, or...
I have the real song
I
on
have
my
the
channel.
real
My
song on my
channel. My channel.
So, if you're saying this isn't Rihanna, then who the fuck is it?
sadly informed that that song that was posted as Rihanna's work was actually the work of Tinashe. That. How do you pronounce that? I've heard some of her music before, and I like it, but I'd never heard this particular song, so I was very confused. And, of course, they sound very similar, so you can understand my confusion. But it seems as though several, oh gosh, that was so close. Sadly, it seems as though several pirates, yes, pirates, because that's exactly what they did. They took one person's song and, well, used it for their own advantage. And yes, it is for their own advantage, because clearly, since Rihanna's song is suddenly popular at this point in time, they're using it as leverage to get people to come to their channel, which doesn't necessarily work. Pardon the pun. And so, unfortunately, this theory is kind of busted. If you're a fan of that Tinashe, Tinashe, I got it. Tinashe. Yeah, I think that's right. If you're a fan of her, you recognized right away that it was her song. And it turns out that Rihanna has not actually released the song on YouTube, and all that there is covers. My question being, how did the people who did the covers find a copy to work from? That is a theory in itself. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little run around. I know I did. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Gotta stop clapping. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, you know. And have an awesome day. Alright, Gum 342, signing out. Alright guys, so it's been about a week since I first recorded, like, the first initial recording of this video. And while I was on YouTube looking for the comments and links to the videos that I put into this video, a whole lot of stuff went down. Okay, first of all, the main thing, Rihanna actually released her song Work on YouTube, or somebody did at least. I'll put a link in the description below for that. Second thing, the guy who had uploaded
uploaded the Tinashe song, and yes, it's Tinashe. I know, I mispronounced it in the first part because I'm dumb, and not Tishani or whatever. Let's all laugh about it. Anyways, you guys, you can't see the comments on the Tinashe video anymore because the guy who uploaded it actually removed the ability to comment because so many people were calling him out on it. And now that the actual song is out there, he's got to compete with that. So that's hilarious. Yeah, that's about it as far as stuff that went down. Yeah, so technically this video is the whole video here is not up to date anymore. Well, now it is, but when I first recorded it, the whole theory thing and everything. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and that you weren't too mad about me just kind of giving you the runaround on that one. But, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. Bye!
Ra-da-da-da.
Do one more where you're like really hurt.
Yo, why you gotta be messing with people's feelings, fam? Just trying to watch a video. Trying to listen to a song, listen to re. Anna.